Welcome in, everybody, to the JAKIB Halftime Show. It's a 10-10 football game right now between the Eagles and the Chiefs. A whole lot of defense, an interesting look at the game so far today. I'll be joined by John McMullen shortly here on the Halftime Show to get a breakdown. I mentioned it's 10-10. Each team has a touchdown and a field goal, and the Chiefs have a missed field goal as well from Harrison Butker. The difference in the game right now is that Eagles defense is swarming. And if it wasn't for Patrick Mahomes taking off to pick up some rushing yards, including the rushing touchdown they have, that Chiefs offense would be in hell right now. Patrick Mahomes has 5 carries for 60 yards and a touchdown, a 22-yard touchdown that was. And Patrick Mahomes is also 6 of 11 for 51 yards. On the other side, Jalen Hurts has 12 of 17 for 62 yards. Not a whole lot working for either offense in this football game. So a good defensive battle so far here between the Eagles and the Chiefs. The Chiefs will get the ball after halftime. So the Chiefs with a chance to kind of, put themselves in position by getting that ball first in the second half. We will see how this second half plays out. Some of the numbers, they are going to A.J. Brown more in this football game. Nothing big, nothing explosive. 7 targets, 5 receptions for 27 yards to A.J. Brown. He did have that big one-handed snag, which was a thing of beauty from A.J. Brown. But outside of that, not a whole lot of offense working for the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts looks calm and poised. But again, not much in the explosive plays for either team, really, in this one. How about Vic Fangio? They're bringing a lot of blitzes in this game. I'd have to look at the team stats and see how many blitzes he's brought, but it feels like it's a lot of blitzes for a Vic Fangio run defense, which is very interesting. And obviously, you're seeing a lot of blitzes as well from that Steve Spagnuolo Chiefs defense as well. So nothing really sticking out other than it's a defensive battle right now, and offense is not coming easy for either team. Leon says the passing game is picking up. I don't really see it. I mean, they got 17 attempts and 62 yards in passing. I mean, there's nothing crazy that's happening right now in the passing game. A.J. Brown, while he did have a beautiful catch, it was 8 yards. So nothing really big from that perspective. Let's go to Johnny Mack here, joining me right now in the JAKIB Halftime Show, and see what he thinks of the first half. Johnny Mack, 10-10 at halftime here for the Eagles and the Chiefs. An interesting defensive battle right now. What'd you make of the first half so far, Johnny Mack?
Yeah, I think certainly was a defensive game. No question about that. I mean, the passing attacks are poor on both sides of the equation. And, Vic threw out some interesting blitzes, which you don't see a lot. Very famously did not blitz at all in the Super Bowl. So, trying to throw a curveball. Boy, Cooper DeJean, we don't talk about him in the open field tackling. That's such a big part of his game and why he's so effective and why he's so important, why he's become the best nickel player in the game. I talked about Patrick Mahomes in the pregame show. Like, he usually saves that stuff. He's not saving that stuff. I mean, he gashed the Eagles on the ground. And I think part of it is he knows he's got no weapons out there. And then towards the end of the half, and I haven't seen an update yet, but Hollywood Brown was looked to be in pain coming off the field. So if he doesn't have him, and the Eagles, the Chiefs already lost Mike Dana. They lost Christian Fulton, who have been rolled out in the first half. I mean, I think the Eagles are in good shape to close this game, but again, a slog. I'm sure we're going to talk about it. Passing game's just not there. It's just not there.
Yeah, I mean, 7 targets, John, to A.J. Brown, which is obviously better than what they had in 1 target last week, but a long of 5 catches for 27 yards. I know he made that nice catch, but
that's the best 4-yard catch in history.
Right. Best 4 yards you'll ever see. But John, nothing explosive for either of these two offenses in this game. I mean, the most explosive Chiefs play was the long run by Mahomes, that 22-yard run. I think that he got the touchdown. Outside of that, and by the way, credit to Sills, he talked about that in the open. He thought that Mahomes was going to have to run a little bit more. Well, Mahomes does have 60 ground yards for him. I think that's close to his
60 on the ground. He's got 51 through the air.
Yeah.
Allen's got 62 through the air. It's been a slog in the passing game for both teams. Zadarius Smith, a positive,
he's a big positive.
First half sack as a Philadelphia Eagle. They blitzed Drew Makuba on a couple that's out of left field. That was interesting to me. So and then the kickers. I mean, JAKIB, boy, that could have been good from, I don't know, 65, 70. That was high up.
Yeah,
That 58-yard field goal. So I mean, Jake Elliott has bounced back from having a down year, a little bit banged up, a little bit of issues with the long snapper, but last year, but he's back. Braden Mann is also great if you want to talk about special teams, but 137 total net yards for the Chiefs, 113 for the Eagles. See some of these other games I mentioned when we left. Detroit put up a 50 spot. Denver and Indy are 21-20 at the half. Baltimore put up 41. Cincinnati lost. Joe Burrow still put up 31. Dallas finally beat the Giants 40-37. New England, Miami, a couple bad teams there near the 30s. Time to see this offense clicking in. Like, to me, it's not that it's acceptable. I'm sure Kansas City fans aren't happy, but it's understandable why they're struggling offensively. It's not understandable. What's going on with this Eagles offense? Well, it seems like we're always having this discussion. Right now,
the running game is not working that well either, John. I mean, 6 carries for Saquon Barkley for 30 yards. You know what I mean? They're not. He's not been the bell cow that he was obviously last year in terms of yardage and things like that. Now it's early. I'm not saying that there's a problem with Saquon.
Well, he looked good on that 13-yard touchdown.
Yeah, he
Very
did.
explosive.
That was great blocking, by the way. There.
Yeah, it was tremendous blocking, which is always the case. Cam Jurgens, Tyler Steen, Lane Johnson as well. I should have mentioned him when I tweeted it out, but that was a big hole. But my point is, you still see the burst. So the burst is there. And you got to give credit to the other team, the Chiefs, 4 yards a play for the Eagles. That's good in the modern NFL. But you can't see much until you see the old 22, but I have a feeling there's the ball's not coming out on time. I just have that feeling.
Yeah, well, we're going to see how it continues to develop. John, what do you think of the second half coming in? I mean, I tell you what, I didn't expect to see as many blitzes as you saw from Vic Fangio in that first half. I guess he knows that he's preying on the no weapons that Mahomes has over there. What do you expect to see here in this second half? Maybe more blitzing from Vic Fangio.
Well, like I said, Kansas City's got more injuries after the first half. So if Hollywood Brown can't come back, and he looked, I should check, but he looked like he was hobbling pretty good. Then you're real. And I think that's part of what Mahomes knows. I mean, typically he doesn't do this, but he's saying to himself, all right, I got to do some things on my own. And it worked out. So the Eagles need to tighten that up. If you look at the touchdown, the 22-yard touchdown, Eagles ran a little stunt. This is what I was talking about with teams with Dallas, with the Eagles. They lost their pass rush discipline. Jalen Carter came outside, immediately went inside, lost contain, and enabled Patrick Mahomes to get out. So you just got to be a little bit more disciplined, keep them in the cage, as Tom Brady said. And I think you'll be fine because look, you know, at the end of the day, the Eagles still have A.J. Brown, DeVonta Smith. And no Dallas Goedert today. And that seems to be hurting in especially when it comes to the blocking aspect of it. And I don't know why the Eagles are playing so much 12 personnel, at least early, but yeah, a lot of questions, but I think they're in good shape to finish the deal because Kansas City's so, and that's what Vic does. He makes the adjustments. He'll realize, all right, maybe we got to be a little bit more cautious, and that's what he wants to do anyway. And let Mahomes stay in the pocket and throw the ball because who's he going to throw it to? That Kelsey made a great play and sort of welcome to the NFL moment for Drew Makuba there.
He also got trucked by Mahomes on that big first down pickup that Mahomes had.
Yeah, he did.
Gotta wrap him up, man.
Yeah, and you don't want, from my standpoint, you don't want your quarterback dipping his shoulder, but
I
you
know, but
probably
if he has to do it to get a first when they're not getting any offense, I mean, you'll take it, right? Yeah.
well, no, I still would tell him not to do it because I don't want him to get hurt if I'm
Yeah.
Andy. But I guess with Drew McCuba, it's okay. But if that's somebody else, oof,
Yeah, right. Might get cracked there. All right, John. One super chat we'll read here. Two super chats we'll read, and then I'll let you run here. James Carver says, Howie's choice to gamble with Steen like he did with Ringo have both been big fails. Repeatedly, you're hearing Hurts and others yelling at Steen pre and post plays. I haven't noticed that. I
did see it. Jalen yelled at him once when, and he's the Eagles, for whatever reason, the right guard is responsible for the silent counts to alert the center when to snap the ball. The Eagles have always done it that way. I asked Jason Kelsey way back. I go, why is it the right guard exclusively? It's just the way they do it. So, it's a very difficult place to play. I wouldn't overstate that, James. But guys get frustrated in the moment. You expect to have a couple time issues, whether it's false starts or whether it's delay of games at Arrowhead. That's just part of playing in that environment.
Yeah, one more super chat here. John, you mentioned this. Jason Gates says, Jake the Make, baby. Petullo is looking like dog water. Oh, man. Z Smith already paying dividends. LFG go Bird. I do think Z Smith looks good. Petullo in that passing game, I'm not sure what's going on. We'll continue to dissect that. And Jake Elliott, that was a booming kick, man, that 58-yarder. And you could tell that with the wind, they didn't think the distance was going to be as there. And he made a 58 at ease. So good stuff there. Johnny Mack, great halftime show, brother. We'll catch you on the post-game show after this one. Chiefs get the ball to start the second half. Should be a good one. Thank you, my friend.
All right, see ya.
All right, there's Johnny Mack. John McMullen joining us here on the halftime show. I'll get to all of our super chats right now. Jason, thank you. James Carver, thank you. Dirty Air, thank you. He says, problem is the running game isn't there either, and you're not wrong about it. 6 carries for Saquon Barkley for 30 yards, along with 13. He obviously had that touchdown run where he did look explosive. That was probably a good block there by Steen and Juergens. As John mentioned, a big hole there, and Saquon just exploded right through it. Jalen Hurts, 2 carries for 13 yards. A.J. Dillon, 2 carries for 11 yards, a total of 10 carries for 54 yards. I mean, 5.4 yards a carry is not awful for the team. Do you want more volume there potentially when the passing game's not working as well? You got 17 pass attempts, only 62 yards through the air. So really nothing explosive in this game. But for either side, by the way, second half is about to kick off here. Brian Pumper, Kevin Petullo is literally Nick Sirianni. Dog, I got the Chiefs pulling away in the second half. Jalen looks constipated again. We'll see what happens. Coloco says Jalen has so much time but can't find anyone. Is no one getting open? I doubt that. Or can he not process like a real QB? All right, let's relax, Coloco. Can I process like a real quarterback? I mean, he's a Super Bowl MVP. I think he deserves a little bit more respect. And can he not process like a real QB? Does he do it as well as certain people in the league? Maybe not. But come on. I mean, let's not be ridiculous here, guys. All right, second half kicking off right now. Appreciate all of you guys for being here. All right, hit that like button and tune back into the JAKIB Green Zone. They're calling the game right now on the JAKIB Sports YouTube channel. And I'll be live with you again on the JAKIB Postgame Show right when the game concludes. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.